Hello, everyone. Welcome to my final project presentation. I'm Rita Schiano. For this presentation, I created a hypothetical course that's called Diversity in the Workplace. And the module that I've prepared for this course would occur during week 4. The focus that week would be on understanding contextual communication. When examining contextual communication, students will explore the complex, diverse, real-world environment of the workplace, which includes examining myriad concerns around race, ethnicity, religious practice, physical challenges, age, physical appearance, gender, and gender identity. What follows are the course learning outcomes, the course learning objectives, and the course resources, the required readings, and the videos the students were asked to watch during this module of the program. There will be 2 discussions during this module, week 4. The first discussion is on unconscious bias, and this one will take a look at the learning objectives of explaining how contextual communication and cultural context come together, as well as being able to reframe the conversation to focus on fair treatment and respect in away from discrimination and protected classes. In discussion 1, the readings and resources for this week are at the concept of how unconscious bias or hidden biases has come to the forefront as our workforce has become more diverse. And while we generally assume that the patterns of discriminatory behavior in organizations are conscious, research has shown that unconscious perceptions dictate many of the decisions that we make about those who are different from us. The second discussion, which will be on ageism, will cover for the learning objectives of being able to explain contextual communication and cultural context, and also how to reframe the conversation to focus again on fair treatment and respect and away from discrimination and protected classes. The discussion for ageism starts with taking a look at the World Health Organization and how they define ageism as the stereotyping and discrimination against individuals or groups on the basis of their age. And they will look at how ageism can take many forms, including prejudicial attitudes, discriminatory practices, and institutional policies that tend to focus on people aged 60 years or older. People of younger generations, especially millennials, may also experience ageism. Now, what I'm going to do in the next 2 slides is I'm going to show you how the discussions are shown in the module, covering the material that I just told you, and then also showing you how the students are to address the questions. In the next assignment, I'm asking students to create an autobiographical sketch that describes a time when they may have had either firsthand experience or have witnessed unconscious bias or discrimination, or feelings of being left out or feeling invisible due to any of the discriminatory behaviors examined in our class resources. Questions that are considered is, how do you define discrimination? How do you define unconscious bias? And do you see yourself as a minority? And if so, on what basis? Again, I'm following up this video with a slide that shows how the assignment is being written and portrayed in the module itself. The next item in the module is an assessment tool. And here I've designed a quiz to assess how well students are recognizing the various types of hidden biases. It's only 6 questions and worth 6 points. They do get multiple attempts. They can try it up to 3 times, and we will keep the highest score. The next assignment is the Web 2.0 activity. And for this, I've created a team building activity. And this assignment is going to address specifically the following learning objectives: demonstrate how unconscious bias applies to our perception of other people, and recognize tendencies and natural reactions to people who are different from oneself. This is going to be an interactive team project, and students will have 2 weeks to complete it. They will utilize 2 tools. The first is a wiki, and the second is to create a video presentation. They'll work in teams of 4. And I've given them 3 steps to guide them how to go through the assignment. You will see how I've laid this out in the following slide. This last assignment is worth 150 points, and in it, students are being asked to create a training video and script team activity. This again is a team project, and the students will have 3 weeks to complete it. Now, the learning objectives in this assignment are to demonstrate how unconscious bias applies to our perception of other people, to recognize the tendencies and natural reactions to people different from oneself, to determine the impact of microaggressive statements and or actions, and to be able to critically examine their own attitudes about diverse and or groups with insufficient or inadequate representation. Now, for this assignment, the team has been tasked with writing part of a script for a training video to be produced by the Human Resources Department of the business for which they work. The company has 120 employees of various ethnic, cultural, gender, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Now, again, the student's job is to only create the portion of the training video that would represent issues and concerns employees may encounter. Now, what you will see in the 3 slides that follow is I am giving them step-by-step instructions as to what they are to identify, questions that the script must address as an introductory statement, and how the script must also demonstrate examples of things such as unconscious bias, explicit bias, microaggression. And then lastly, upon completion of this assignment, they're asked to complete and submit a team and self-evaluation form, which I've included in the module. And that will be the 4th slide that follows here. And so everyone, that's it. I've taken you as best as I could, step by step, through the week 4 of my Understanding Contextual Communication in my Hypothetical Diversity in the Workplace course. What I shared with you was the overview, the 2 discussions, one on unconscious bias and ageism, the written assignment on examining discriminatory behaviors, the short quiz on hidden biases, and then the web-based team building activity, and then the training video and script team activity, and team and self-evaluation form. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I really did have a good time creating this module for the class. In the courses that I do teach, I don't really get that opportunity to design a course, but this has been a lot of fun. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing everyone's presentations And I want to say it's been a joy to be on this journey with everyone for the past year and a half. And wow, we're done. Thank you all so very much.